Hello and welcome to the Rotomouth Bulletin. I'm Jeff Goldblum.
Hang on, this is gonna be bad.
The big launch news of last week was the new Maruti Dzire compact sedan. Now Maruti has dropped the Swift part of the Swift Dzire name, but it's still based on the international Swift hatchback. Why should you care? Well, Maruti sold 1.38 million Dzires so far. The Dzire is the Bahubali of the sub 4 meter compact sedan range, and the new one starts at just under 5.5 lakh rupees. Now, the sub 4 meter sedan segment bears some explanations. Back in the last decade, our government decided that they wanted to encourage the development of smaller cars, probably to reduce the load on infrastructure, make cars generally lower priced and more accessible. They did this by dropping the excise duty charged on cars under 4 meters in length and using petrol engines of 1.2 liters or diesel engines of 1.5 liters. The tax drop was big enough to kickstart a wave of innovation and new products in the Indian car market. It's almost as if the government was encouraging hashtag Jugaad, but in the best possible way. It all started with the Indigo CS, which was and looked like a Tata Indica with a dicky tacked onto the back. But it was a beginning and it changed the market for the better. I have a hatch, I have a dicky. Compact sedan. Today you have all sorts of weird and wonderful vehicles in this segment, from hatchbacks to sedans to SUVs. Yes, there are some SUVs that you might be familiar with that actually fall in this segment. This has led to improvements and clever solutions for more efficient engines, better interior space, more cargo area and more gadgets in cars. The new Dzire really is a culmination of all this development. Gone are the ghar pe banaya hua, dicky chipkaya hua looks. It actually looks like it was designed to fit into the length constraints. While you can still park your Dzire in exactly the same spot, it is a bit wider, so passengers get a little bit more shoulder room. Somehow Maruti also managed to put more legroom in the back as well as more cargo space. It's like the design team took an interior packaging class at Hogwarts. And there's more. You know, there's always that cool feature in a new car which you only get on the more expensive variants. हाँ, ये बजट में बैठता है. हाँ, और सेफ्टी भी है तो अच्छा है. एयरबैग सिर्फ टॉप मॉडल में. Well, that's still sort of the case with the Dzire. You still get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto only on the top models, but the important stuff like auto gear shift and airbags are actually available even lower down the range. As a market leader, Maruti is definitely setting a good example by including dual airbags even on the lowest 5.5 lakh rupee car. You can also get the automated manual transmission on all models except for the lowest one. So it's like you can get all the important bits without spending on the frills. The new Dzire is open for bookings today, starting at 5.45 lakh rupees for the base petrol, going all the way up to 9.41 lakh rupees for the top end diesel. So there are about 14 variants in all, and just like Maruti's extensive range of cars, there's a variant for every budget. Like most Maruti cars, they're already racking up the bookings, so you better go and book soon if you expect to get your car this year. A couple of videos ago, I had some choice words to say about how Japanese motorcycle manufacturers are taking the Indian market a bit too easy. Japan is not delivering, Europe is. Almost on cue, Honda last week announced the availability of the Africa Twin DCT at an unbelievable price of 12.9 lakh rupees. Let me tell you, it doesn't matter if they're made of cotton, synthetic blend, leather, whatever. Hats taste awful. The Africa Twin is a legendary motorcycle that made Honda famous in the crazy Dakar rally, winning it 4 times in the 1980s. It used to be a tall dual sport motorcycle of 650 and 750cc V-twin motors. The new Africa Twin is a very different motorcycle. It's a 1000cc parallel twin, makes quite a bit more power, has big suspension travel, big ground clearance, and get this, a dual clutch automatic gearbox. Go ahead, make the 1000cc Activa joke. High five your bros. I'll wait. The spoked wheels, switchable rear ABS, 21-inch front rim and knobby tires suggest that Honda actually expects the Africa Twin buyer to go off-road instead of just looking the part. Even the dual-clutch automatic transmission that's already being panned by armchair adventurers is, pardon the pun, geared towards off-road riding. This should actually be very good for off-road riding, where you should be just concentrating on where you want to go and not flying off a cliff. But we will reserve judgment until we actually ride the bike on the road, not flying off a cliff. Back to the price. We think 12.9 lakh rupees is pretty solid for the kind of capabilities that the Africa Twin offers. And the DCT gearbox is a bonus that you simply can't get anywhere else. Go on, Activa joke. You know you want to. Here's the kicker. The Africa Twin is a CKD motorcycle, which means it's assembled in India. So the road tax is less, which means that the on-road price should be lower than the V-Strom 1000, the Versys 1000, or even the Triumph Tigers. Upright dual sport, adventure touring, whatever you want to call them, motorcycles is a nascent and small segment in the motorcycle market in India, but it's one that we think is going to be huge in the future. Let's face it, when you're young and you have the spinal flexibility to ride a super sport motorcycle, you don't have the money to buy one. By the time you have the money to buy one, you can't be bothered to be riding to work like this. Upright bikes like the Africa Twin give you the best of all worlds. You can indulge your long way round adventure fantasies, you can commute to work, or you can do Sunday rides with your bhari party buddies without feeling like the garib cousin. The launch of the Africa Twin DCT is a resoundingly good idea, but if you want one, you'll have to move fast because there are only 50 on offer across 22 dealers across India, and you can have it in any color you want as long as it's red. And that's all we have for you this time. Like the video if you like me in The Fly, share the video if you like me in Jurassic Park, and comment below if you like me in Independence Day.
Do your stuff.
Drop us a line if you have any news, tips, pictures, gali galoch, whatever.